Hey everyone, this is DW's Darius, and right now you're looking at my 29-gallon Hillstrom aquarium. Today this is going to be another episode of Amazing Fish, and today's amazing fish is the Leopard Danio. You can see I have one right there in the center. These fish are very fast moving, so it's hard to keep up with them. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about these Leopard Danio. So we take a couple of steps back. This right here is a 29-gallon Hillstrom aquarium. The goal with this tank is to replicate a small stream or river. So I have my circulation pump to the right that is pointing upward, along with my filter, and that creates a lot of surface agitation, which provides a ton of oxygen in this water, which is a requirement for all the fish in this aquarium. So now let me give you guys a quick look at some of the fish in here. So you can see on a rock I have a neon blue goby, along with a Hillstrom loach. I have two neon blue gobies, a male and a female, and I have about 7 of those Hillstrom loaches. I also have some white cloud minnows, which you can see the brown fish with the yellow line and the red tails. Then of course we have the Leopard Danio, which is the guy right there in the center, the silver body and a nice leopard pattern. So firstly, these fish definitely are some awesome fish. They have a very cool pattern, a silver body. Let me bring the camera a little bit closer. Yeah, they have a silver body, a nice gold overlay, and just a nice little leopard pattern. And sometimes you can see blue, sometimes you can see green, depending on the angles that they swim and the way their gills work. So just a very nice and decorated fish. Now, one of the problems with these fish is that they are very easy to take care of, they are very easy to breed, and because of that sometimes you do lose quality when you get a fish that's just easily bred. Sometimes you lose quality in a breed. So I bought these fish from Live Aquarium about a year ago, and out of 6 of them, 4 of them are kind of deformed, and this is very common with these fish because once again they are bred so often, and being bred so often, a lot of times there's not a lot of care being put into their breeding, and sometimes you come with these deformities. So yeah, these guys came from Live Aquaria. Live Aquaria is like the online version of PetSmart or Petco, so really not a lot of quality in their fish. So if you look at the Danio right there in the center, you can see this one is kind of deformed. He has somewhat of a humpback, and 4 of mine out of 6 have deformities. So that's one of the issues with these fish, because they are easy to breed. A lot of times people don't put a lot of effort into it, so you come with a lot of deformities. But despite their deformities, they still are some very enjoyable fish. So this version that you see right here is the long fin variety. You have your standard Leopard Danio, which is kind of shaped like these white cloud minnows, and then the long fin, of course, have been bred to produce longer fins. Altogether with the Danio breed, you have about 20 different species, all different colors. They all have their unique patterns, and a few different sizes as well. The smallest being about ½ an inch, and the biggest growing to about 4 inches. These right here, these Leopard Danio, they can reach about 2 inches at max. And once again, I love them because of their personality. Now I know a lot of people, when they keep small fish, they say in comparison to big fish, they definitely don't have as much personality, but I think it all depends on how you keep them. Big fish, they can show a lot of personality one-on-one, but these small fish, they are schooling fish and they need each other, and the more you provide that school, the greater number they are. It's just the better behavior you get. They show more color when they're in groups, they behave better. I heard of some cases when you only keep few, they can become fin nippers. So when you keep them in groups, they lose all attention towards other fish, which makes it so that you don't have to worry about fin nipping and misbehaviors. And on top of that, they are very interactive with me, the fish keeper. So back to the point of these fish being social like big fish, when you keep a decent number, you could come to your tank, stick your finger in, and you could get some cool interactions. These guys like to come and peck my fingers, and just it's really cool to see these little fish interacting with me. And it all depends on your group number. So a lot of people say little fish don't have big personalities. You know, it all depends on how you keep them. If you keep them in big numbers, if you keep them or try to replicate their natural environment, you definitely will get a lot more personality out of your fish. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I learned something very critical with these fish when it comes to their overall activity level in the aquarium and just how they swim. So if you look at the tank and the way it is set up, I have rocks towards the lower section of the tank. If you follow my channel, you know I just posted a video about how I rescaped this aquarium. Previously I had the rocks stacked to the top, and that was because I wanted to grow a lot of algae for my Hillstrom loaches. But because the rocks were so high, it kept the Danio only 2 inches from the surface. They wouldn't go below the 2-inch line, and it was because all the rocks were just stacked so high. When I did this rescape, I brought the rocks lower, And ever since then, I began some lower swimming from these Danio, which I prefer because this tank is on the floor. Me being 6 feet tall, when I stand up, I can't see the fish if they're only at the top of the tank. So when I bring these rocks down, they start to swim a little lower, as you can see here, and it's more enjoyable when I'm standing up. So what that means is that these fish prefer to swim in open water. So when you set up your aquarium, if you want these fish to spend a lot of time on all different levels of the tank, it's best if you leave the tank open. Whereas if you want the fish to swim higher, then you would just have to make higher decorations. Another cool thing about these fish is that they are subtropical fish, which means for the most part you won't need a heater. These fish can tolerate temperatures as low as 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and they don't like to go above 76 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't use a heater on this aquarium, and the average temperature is about 72 degrees Fahrenheit, and they seem to love it. Now, when it comes to mixing fish, that is something you want to consider because these fish do best in subtropical temperatures. So other good tank mates can include minnows like these white clouds that you see here. Also, some of these Hillstrom loaches are able to live in cooler climates, along with them rasbora, platies. For the best results, you want to keep fish that can handle that cooler temperature. Now, they are able to go in warmer waters, but you won't just get the same activity level, and you just may not even get the same lifespan. They do better in cooler waters. It's just their natural environment. It helps them with their activity level. It helps them with their just overall appearance, and the fish enjoy it more. Also, to go along with that, these fish originate from fast-moving waters, and in fast-moving waters and streams you have a lot of turnover in the water, which creates a lot of oxygen. So that is a must with these fish. If you want to keep these Leopard Danio or any Danio, you definitely want to have high oxygenated waters. And as I showed you guys in the beginning, I have my circulation pump pointing towards the surface, and that creates a lot of surface agitation, and that's all I need for these guys to be nice and healthy and happy. Now, once again, these fish don't get too big. They only reach about 2 inches, so you really don't need a large aquarium. The minimum tank size is a 10-gallon. But remember, these fish are schooling fish, and the more you get, the better they will be. And of course, the more you get, the larger aquarium you're going to need. Now, when it comes to the diet of these fish are not picky at all. They're willing to eat anything I put into the aquarium. They are omnivores, so in the wild they eat insects, larvae, whatever they can find. And that's pretty much what I feed them. I feed them fluval bug bites. I feed them bloodworms every now and then, but their stable diet is tropical flakes, and they seem to be doing well from that. And when it comes to sexing these fish and breeding them, sexing them is pretty easy once you get past all the deformities. So let me give you guys a closer look. The males, they have a narrow belly, while the females, like here, have a wide belly. This right here is a female. She is a little bit deformed because you can see her back has that hump in it, but you can see the male chasing her, and that runs hand in hand with breeding these fish. The males, they chase the females, and the females scatter their eggs all around. If you want the eggs to survive, it's best if you have a highly planted aquarium, or I see some people, they have egg crate at the bottom so that once they leave the eggs, the fish won't eat them, because these fish, once they scatter their eggs, they will eat them. So when you see them chasing each other, when you see the females scattering their eggs, it's best to either separate the eggs into another aquarium, or just to provide a way so that the parents are not able to reach the eggs. But yeah, everybody, that's been a quick look at the Leopard Danio. These are some very active fish and very enjoyable fish, and if you provide the right conditions, they can have a ton of personality. But yeah, these fish are awesome. If you have any questions or comments about this fish, let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Now, I'm about to give you guys some close-ups on these fish and just give you guys a look at just some of their normal behavior. But before I get into that, I want to give you guys a quick look down here. So last week I went and added me some freshwater clams to this aquarium. Clams are natural filter feeders, so when you add them to your tank, they will provide a natural filter for your water. The only thing is, most fish will attack clams, but I know that these Danio, these minnows, and my Hillstrom loaches, they won't bother them. So I went and I added 6 to this aquarium, and they all just disappeared. And me wondering where they went, I realized that they went and burrowed in my gravel. I honestly, when I bought them, didn't expect them to burrow in this gravel. I know that naturally in the wild they burrow in sand, but I didn't think that they were able to burrow in this gravel. But of course, I don't see any of them, and the only explanation is that they went and they burrowed in a substrate. And here's one right here. He burrowed, and I guess he's coming back out to filter feed. And I'm gonna give you guys a little close-up of this guy, because this guy is awesome. And on top of being awesome, he's benefiting the water, he's filtering it, and just making it a more cleaner environment. So let me try to give you guys a close-up on this awesome fish. Well, awesome invertebrate. You can see him sticking out his shell, and that's his filter. And I have 6 of these guys in an aquarium. I'm guessing the rest of them are more nocturnal. But yeah, that's just something cool I wanted to show you guys. But yeah, now I want to give you guys some clips of the Leopard Danio. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, any questions, comments, let me know below. And if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe, because if we take a couple of steps back, oops, I'm dropping stuff. Take a couple of steps back and give you guys a full view. We're in a fish room, a lot of aquariums, a lot of stuff to see. And if you don't want to miss out, hit that subscribe button. So enjoy these few clips of these awesome Leopard Danio.